now we're live. So you go down to and then hit go live. He says go connect. All right, go live. Now we live on Facebook too.
Oh wow.
And then you go back to the other one, the W at the bottom.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
So are we ready to rock, ladies and gentlemen? We on? It's live. Oh, hey y'all. What's going on? Welcome to Let's Talk About It. It's the six-man Dean Geronimo. And in the studio with
Missy.
And we are here tonight to have some interesting conversation. If you want to join in, give us a call at 646-233-1302. But I'll start off ladies first. How you doing, Missy?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm
It's
doing
another
good.
weekend,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Another week, another weekend.
Yeah, more rain.
And
How was your holiday?
My holiday was boring.
Oh, okay.
You
all
know,
right.
kind of laid back,
But
watch
that's-
Stranger Things,
yeah.
the whole thing.
You like that? Stranger Things?
I do.
Okay, all right.
I'm a big
Is that
kid.
the one with the kids? Is that
Yeah.
the one with the kids? Okay,
The one with the
all right.
kids
okay.
and the little monsters and stuff like that.
Okay, all right. I'll never watch that. I should probably binge watch. Do you binge watch that, or you watch? How does that come on? That's Netflix.
You know what? It's
right?
on Netflix, so
Right.
you'll have all 8 episodes, and you can just continuously run them.
Yeah. That's
So
what I thought.
I
Right.
kind of watched 4 on Saturday, watched 4 on Sunday.
Oh.
So now I'm waiting for season 4. It kind of goes by, and you're like, yeah, it's here. Watch it, and then it's like, okay, it's gone.
Yeah. I like binge watching. You
But
like
Snowfall
it?
is back.
What is it?
Snowfall. That was the,
Oh, I
the-
heard about
the
that.
series talking
right.
about the 80s and,
Right,
and Los Angeles and all that, written by John Singleton.
I was
Rest in
going to
peace.
say, yeah, that was
Mhm.
John Singleton. Okay,
Yeah,
all
so
right.
it
Now,
started-
is that on Netflix?
No, that's on FX. It
That's
came
on FX, all right.
Comes on tonight's Thursday, so Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to get up on my but that's not going to be something you can binge watch. I'm like hooked
unless
on
you-
binge watching.
Unless you put it on the DVR.
I'm like, if I can't see the whole thing, I'm not watching it.
Oh, you can't wait till next week? Like, yeah, I gotta
Man,
wait
that
all
wait
week.
till next week is like played out,
Like,
man. That's
alright.
like real 2005. Wait till next week.
I must be
But yeah,
sorry.
I'm joking.
Like your
But,
2005?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to catch up on some things, but now I'm into this binge watching. Like I have to watch it. You know, I mean, I don't watch it all at the same time, but like I can
Back
do
to
like
back.
night after night. You know what I mean? So
Ain't nothing wrong with
I
that.
need to see what's going on. Waiting a week is like, I can't wait a week. Yeah, it's like forever.
It's forever,
I'm like
and
5.
it takes too doggone long.
I know. I'm like a 5-year-old. Like, oh, that's forever. Next week? Oh, God.
We used to do it back in the day. We
I
had to wait
know.
for
I
Good
know. We
Times
used to.
and
I
all
know.
the-
I
all
know
the
we
good
did.
shows
And
that
remember it would
came
be
on.
like a 2-parter, and then you
Right.
had to wait the whole next week
They like to be continued.
to be
And you
continued.
had to
But
wait 7 days.
but we all waited. You know, we didn't have a choice. You know,
Right.
so. But now, you know, you have a choice. I think that's one of the best things about the streaming is that you can just like watch what you want, you know, when you want it. That's the future.
Yeah.
It's funny though because I remember when they were saying like, "Oh, you're gonna be watching TV shows on your laptop," and I was like, "Who gonna watch a TV show on their a whole TV show on their laptop? That's
we all
crazy."
we all thought it was nuts.
But I be
know.
watching it right up there on my laptop.
I know the
so.
people at Blockbuster are probably sick now because when Netflix first came out, they were like, it wasn't work.
No,
It's not gonna work.
Listen. It's funny because I remember when so this was probably a few not too long ago, but when Netflix started to streaming, and you know I started, you know you got to set it up with your Wi-Fi and all that
Right.
stuff, and so I had to ask my niece like, what's the password for the Wi-Fi and everything. So you know, so I could get on the
Put it in.
Netflix because
Right.
I hijacked the Netflix. You know,
Everybody did at some point. Everybody
I
had
hijacked your
used
Netflix, yeah.
somebody else's
right.
password.
So anyway, I was telling, I was like, you know, I said back in the day they used to send CDs in the mail. You would pick. Remember, you would pick the stuff you wanted.
You pay
and
1 cent.
And my niece
And you
looked
got
at me
like
like,
10
what?
Got 10 joints.
Yeah, you could pick
You're
it,
the
and
car
not too many
rocking,
people
like,
did it, but
Catch me if you can.
But I mean, I guess enough did it. But now that streaming is it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. But
Yeah.
she was laughing. She was like, "What?" I'm like,
Yeah,
I said,
y'all
"Yeah,
know
you
about
would
that,
pick
like-
it and listen, and then they would mail it to you, like in the U.S.
Exactly.
mail,
The
not
brown-
even
in the
email or
brown,
download.
in the brown
you would,
envelope.
All the time.
Mhm.
You never
yeah,
did it?
Yep. I never did it. My cousin used to do it, and then I guess you mailed them back, right? Right.
No, you kept them forever.
Yeah, okay. Well, see,
You,
I
look,
always say
you
this.
could
I'm
get
like,
10 albums for 1 penny, man. And you're just like, yo.
did you
all
keep
right.
them? Did
I
you
sure
really
did.
keep them,
I
or were
really
you
did
supposed to keep them? But were you supposed to?
I don't know if you were supposed
Oh,
to. keep
no,
them,
no,
get
I'm
them
just
back.
asking,
But
yeah.
I kept them, you know, I'm in the car
Right.
rocking. I'm in the car like, Where you
Uh-huh.
get that from, man? Don't worry about it.
No, I don't know. I don't even know how it works. Cause if it required returning, I wasn't gonna do it. I was gonna say like I don't know how Blockbuster went out of business with the late fees
Oh.
I used to pay.
You paid them?
Yeah, I
Yo,
paid them.
Back in the day,
Yeah, I paid them.
before you had to show your ID to get
Mm-hmm.
the Blockbuster membership, you just fill out an application, you take it to the counter, they type everything in, you pay the little money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could put John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the honor system didn't work
Right.
because we worked at Blockbuster and watched a whole bunch of stuff just disappear. We're in
Yeah.
there scanning stuff. They like, yeah, we short like three
Three.
Nintendo 64s.
Yeah.
All the games are gone. We're like, what?
Yeah, I would pay the.
know.
I think I would pay them only because then I couldn't rent anything else, you know.
Okay.
So I had to pay it. But I kept a lot of, I got a whole, VCR library off of Blockbuster.
You still got the
My
boxes.
whole,
They like,
my
yo,
whole
what's this big
library of
box, man?
VCRs was like Blockbuster.
That's
but
when they
yeah.
go out of business. You go back to get the cover boxes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
I'm looking for cover boxes for the following
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
You had a
my
tape
God.
already? Yeah,
That's
got
funny.
it. But I lost the little cover box.
But that was the thing, though, back in the day. Like
Yes, it
that was
was.
it. So
Yes, it was. Hey, what you think about Donald Trump? I call him the one at 1600 Pennsylvania.
Oh God, I'm like so done with this. I'm just I can't. I'm exhausted. I got a magazine in the mail. I think it was the New Yorker, and it was like the no Trump issue. Like there's nothing in this issue that mentions Donald Trump.
Oh, you need to keep that.
You know,
That's a
it was
collector's
like,
item.
yeah, it was like there's not, and that was the cover, like the no Trump issue. And I was like, I wish you guys would do this all the time because honestly, he craves this
Right.
attention. Everybody gives it to him. And you know what? I'm worn down. I'm numb to it. I don't even like.
Every day.
I'm worn down. I'm numb to it. I'm numb to him. Like,
It's every day. Like you
just
cut on the
numb to this
news
guy.
and they're talking about him again. I'm like, how much?
But I know it's like I wish they would just like when they stopped having the press conferences. I wish the news would have just like stopped showing up before they even stopped having the press conferences. Just don't show up because that would, to me, I mean, I know he's a president, he probably can't do that, but it's like, just freeze this guy out, just freeze him out. Like, don't, don't talk about him.
Didn't the press secretary quit? Sarah Huckabee.
I don't think she quit. I think
She got fired?
No, she didn't
She
get
tried to word it
fired.
nice?
No, I actually don't think she got fired. I'm gonna say this though. She resigned, and I'm gonna
Oh,
tell you
she got tired
something.
of
She
BS.
was good at that job. She
You
was
gotta
good.
lie.
She was good. She was
She had
good
to cover up all
at.
them lies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was good at that job, and yeah, the lying. All
Every
she was
day,
good at it.
all
Yeah,
day,
yeah, the
can't
snarky
sleep.
remarks. She was good at that job, and I'm sure she'll have a bright future in the
She was like, I
Conservative
know, I know
Party.
you are, but what am I?
Yeah, she was the worst though. In a lot of ways, she was the worst, but she was a good press
She was
secretary
the,
for
she was
him.
the best of the worst.
Yeah, she was the
All right.
best of the worst. That's what
We-
I
we
mean.
can
Like
put
she
up
was good at that BS job. That's what I mean.
Yeah, because I couldn't have done it.
No, I couldn't have done it either. I don't know how she.
I
did
might
it.
have gotten through the first one with the lies.
Yeah.
But then the second one, I'd be like, look, y'all, check this out. I just came from the back. And he told me I've been fired, right?
Yeah, because that first guy, Spicer, he wasn't good at that job at all. You could tell he was uncomfortable with the lying because he couldn't do it good,
Yeah.
She could do it good.
They had him on there, be like, did the president do this? He was like,
He'd
I
be
got,
all, yeah,
Why
he
you get it?
wasn't good. He wasn't good at it. She was good at that
man
lion
said,
and stuff. So
we're not answering any more questions.
Yeah.
Be like, dude.
remember
are
the
you mad?
first press conference? Do you remember his first one? He came out there with the thing with the crowds, and he was
Angry.
crazy.
Just angry. You know what I mean? Like, dude,
Yeah, he
calm
came
down,
out
you
there.
know what I mean?
It was the first one. He came out there angry like that. It was like, dude, slow down.
Slow your roll before you get slapped down.
It was
act
funny
like,
though.
Act right.
Yeah, they
You know what
they
I mean?
used to tear him up.
He in there like, yo, I don't want to do this no more.
It was like, and the crowd was the biggest ever. It's like,
Like,
no, it
dog,
wasn't. No,
where?
no, it wasn't, dude.
This is a little league football game. Where were you talking about?
no,
he just
no.
spent $5.4 million, right? They say roughly $5.4 million on his
The 4th
parade.
of July thing. Did you watch it? I didn't.
Nah,
I
they said
refused
it
to watch
rained like
it.
I don't know what. So,
Yeah, it did rain.
You know, God
It
was like,
did.
I'm not having this shit.
Yeah, it did rain, and I was glad. I mean, I shouldn't say this, but I was like,
I was glad.
I was glad
put
it
it on me.
rained, and I just was like, I didn't even watch it. I'm like, this guy, only he could hijack the 4th of July. Not that we as black people are, rah, rah, rah on the 4th of July, because I
Right.
really don't know too many black people that are like rah, rah, rah on the 4th of July, but
Wonder's in the
how
house,
you
y'all.
doing, Wonder?
Hey,
And so, but even that, he just managed to just like ruin the whole holiday. Like he
He's
just
horrible,
ruins
man.
it. He
can
just
ruin
ruins
a
it
nightmare.
for everybody.
He can't get it right.
Ruins it for
He
everybody.
is
But they
some
love
people's
him.
president.
They love him.
He's
though.
a dude occupying the space at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue
Yeah,
for
they
the
love
rest
him.
of us. And
I mean,
hopefully,
to be honest with you, I and I hate to say this, but every fiber of my being, but I could see him getting reelected, and
You
it
think so?
pains me. Yeah, it pains me to say that. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of I think that because of the economy and business owners and stuff, and I was talking to a client of mine, and she was saying little things that led me to believe that she was a closet
one of those.
yeah, so I'm like, I think this guy,
One of
I
those
think
people.
I think he could get reelected, because
Oh, man,
nothing
that
he does, there's nothing that he can do that, like, nobody cares about the morality stuff, right? Nobody
Right.
cares about the
Right.
strippers.
Nope.
Nobody cares. He literally could shoot somebody. Nobody
who shot
cares.
you?
Everybody around him is like real shady, and that guy they arrested,
Epstein?
yeah, I mean, just
Him and Epstein, like,
Yeah.
yo, who gonna do
They
it?
going
I ain't
to
gonna
j-
do
yeah,
it. You
I
gonna
mean,
do it? I'm gonna do it.
but
I didn't
they
do
don't
it.
care. They don't care. So clearly, it's not the, it's not the. We'll take the higher ground on this guy. It's really not that. So it doesn't matter. Like, you can't come at him with well, he's you can't come at him as far as like a judgment on his moral character, because we know
has
he is
none.
of low character, but that's not enough for people not to vote for him. And it's going to take
true.
a real, because I really, and I also, I don't see a Democratic candidate right now that's strong enough to do it.
Nope. And stop using the catchphrases like, hey, money, like, we're not dazzled by dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, if you can make all of us debt free, you'll be helping the economy, because most of us will go right back out and run that debt right back up. Except
Yeah,
they ain't buying nothing,
I think if
you know, but
I think if you forgave some of that student debt,
yeah, just forgive it all.
yeah, if you forgave it, I mean, I don't know what. Well,
I would be
don't
happy.
know. Yeah, I think I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that, but I do think that there are certain candidates that they freaking have a damn point.
Right.
Like, they have a point. Like, the
Right.
rich get richer, and the rest of us
Fend for
are
ourselves.
just like
Yeah.
fending for ourselves. When you look at the cost to educate your children in this country, it is obscene the amount of money it takes to get a college education. I looked into grad school. Do you know how much grad school costs?
Probably about 50,000 minimum.
It was $75,000 for me to go to, and this was Rutgers. To go back and get my MBA, it was $25,000, and
know
this
what?
was 2 years ago.
I wish we had.
Crazy.
Growing
That is
up-
insane.
Growing up, they told us go to school, get good grades, go
Mhm,
to college,
right.
get a job. What they left out was go get a trade. Because if
Yeah,
I had a
yeah.
trade, some days I'm like, you know what? I just want to go and be to myself. If I got to wire a house, nobody can rush me
Yeah.
but I'm gonna do it right.
Right.
But I don't have that pressure. Like, what's next? What's next?
Yeah.
And we weren't taught that. So now our country spends all this money to finance other things outside of the United States, right?
I think though,
When
think
school
that
can be free.
there's a movement now to encourage people to go into trades like plumbing, electrical,
Yeah.
contractors, because there's a lot of money to be made there, and people,
Yes.
because they're not considered white collar jobs, they're
Right.
blue collar jobs, but a lot of times a plumber can make six figures.
Way more
you know?
money than somebody just.
I mean,
yeah.
it's they can make good money, because the bottom line is that a plumber is like a fireman. Like you call that guy when you need him. Like when you need a plumber, you need a
You
plumber.
need a plumber.
Yeah, it's like
can't
you
Google it.
Yeah,
you can't YouTube
yeah,
it. You
it's like
need
when you
him.
really need a
Right.
plumber, you need a plumber.
Right.
And you be willing, and I don't know, I mean, I'm not the best at bargain hunting, but I know when I need somebody and I have a plumber that I use, I'm gonna go back to the person that I
the
trust,
work
and I use,
the
and
first
whatever he charged me,
That's what it is.
like your hot water heater go off. I mean, who's gonna be haggling with the hot water heater in the middle of? I mean, I'm not. But
We sure
you
did when we needed
right.
that AC unit.
I
They
know,
were like,
right?
yo,
Or the AC
you
go
gotta
out.
fix the heater joint and the AC. I'm like, come on, man. I just
Yeah.
need the new AC joint. They
Right,
were
right.
like, oh no, get all of it at one
Right,
time.
right,
because
right.
if we come back,
Right.
we gotta pull this off and take
Exactly.
this.
Right.
That's all right.
And
know
and the
what?
thing
gotta
is,
bite
you
the bullet.
really don't know what they talking about. So
Right,
it's not
right.
like you can really dispute it. You
I
know.
can take it apart.
Yeah.
I can't put it back together.
But-
blow up my house like the KFC did in North Carolina. Oops.
Wonder, you quiet? What's up?
Oh no, no.
What
no,
up, Wonder?
I didn't want to
Wonder's in
interrupt.
the house,
No,
y'all.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you-
Well,
Jump on in, bruh.
can I jump in
Yes,
with that
you
4th
can.
of July?
yes, you can. You sure can.
Yeah.
Well,
You can
I
kick
just-
it. Go ahead.
I just happened to be in the DMV area
Uh-huh.
when that happened,
Oh Lord.
and I went online, and they were saying that the area was they were bracing themselves for a lot of right wing nationalist groups that support Donald Trump. And at first, when I got there early. I got there pretty early during the weekday, and there were people that were coming in, and at first I wasn't really connecting the dots, because for me it's a day off. It's an extra day off.
Right.
I just
I'm
wanted
good.
some R&R. That's I just wanted to
Right.
kind of steal away, get away.
Yeah, long weekend,
Yeah,
right? 'Cause it was a
yeah.
long
Let's
weekend
have
for a
some
lot of
fun,
people,
man.
right?
Yeah, so 4th of July, I noticed it started raining. I mean, I don't know what it was doing here, but
It was
it
raining here,
was
too.
I mean,
No, it wasn't raining
it
on
was
4th of July.
it was
No,
raining
no.
cats and dogs
No,
down there.
No, I don't think it was.
Well,
it
not-
was
probably
nice.
Not up here, but
No,
down-
not up here,
down
yeah.
where we
Yeah,
were.
Yeah, it was
down
nice.
there.
South Jersey.
I mean,
it was
and
real nice,
further
yeah.
down.
Mhm.
It was coming down, and I mean, and it was off and on. And every time it would start raining again, it just rained harder. And so, for me, I was like, oh, okay. And it was so hot and sweltering down there. Rain actually felt pretty good, you
Right.
know. And so later, I started seeing people coming back, and they were drenched. And they had all of them had the same expression. It was like, it was an expression of, how you're pissed, but you don't know where to point it at.
Okay.
It was like a bewildered, like frustrated look. And at first I was like, because
So-
one guy got out. He got out. He had on a tank top. It was like a flag tank top. And, his girl had on, she was all, red, white, and blue down. They got out. They were drenched. And he slammed the door, and they walk in. I was like, I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's something else. But then I started noticing people were coming in really just heated. And one guy, like later on that day, the next day in the morning, he just checked out. He said, yeah, I'm going home. I'm just, now all of this is assumption. They didn't tell me like, hey, we're down here for this and it rained and we're upset. But I just started connecting the dots because it seemed like a pattern with them.
Came for one thing.
I said, oh,
and the
right.
rain
and it got
ruined
rain. And I mean, it was the thunderclaps and the lightning. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, you could see it. You could see it even in the sky
too,
because the couple of the pictures that I saw, like in the pictures that they took in the newspaper, because I refused. You could see it. It was
dark.
like, ooh,
it was
look
dark
at those
out.
clouds. Yeah.
It's about to be one of them days, huh?
They were heated. At least that was my observation of what that was my forecast, and I thought it was hilarious. And people just looked really sad, man. They looked really sad.
Fellas got hurt, man. They didn't get to do their little joint that day.
They got really sad.
Rain ruined it, man.
And I was watching in real time some of the people who were actually recording the event. And so, you hear all this American, but there's nobody's marching. People are trying to run for cover for rain.
Yeah.
And the music just made it hilarious because there was nobody.
Get your ass in the rain.
Like,
Get out the rain.
Yeah. You expected to see like these patriots marching down.
Yeah, and nobody was there.
So
this was the parade part.
This was the parade part.
Oh man,
He
that's
probably
funny.
got to the awning. He like,
And
little kid, like nobody cares.
and you know what's interesting about that? Maybe you all saw it, but the mayor of DC, she's asking that Trump pays because he kind of bankrupted some kind of like whatever city funds they have.
Oh, okay,
He
for
bankrupt-
security and
she's
stuff.
saying,
Or
hey, you need to pay for this
us.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
So, and we know how that's gonna turn.
Yeah.
So, he's not gonna pay for it. He has a
Well,
long
it would
track
be
record.
the-
He's
yeah,
not,
I
he's
mean-
gonna bank. Look,
But it
he's
would be
gonna
the
file
federal
bankruptcy.
government that would pay for it. I mean, she's not.
Yeah, she's
him
asking
personally.
him,
Yeah,
she's
the
making
federal
him like,
government.
hey,
Yeah.
you need to do your job and make sure that these factions of government pays for this little shenanigans that you put
Yeah,
on.
because he wanted the Remember, he wanted the tanks and stuff.
The tanks
and
were
they
there, and the people couldn't even see them.
Yeah, because they couldn't. They had some backup tanks. Hold on,
Right,
they had
right.
some
It was
backup
hilarious.
Let me
tanks.
get the backup tanks.
They
and
had
put
to
them right there.
They had to get the backup tanks because the tanks that he wanted were too big. Like they were too heavy.
Yeah, they would have.
They would have like
Right.
tear the street. Right, they
But
would
they
tear
couldn't
the
even see
street
the
up.
tanks that were there.
Yeah, he looked stupid. I
Yeah, it
mean,
was
this guy's
crazy.
a clown, man.
He
This guy
said
is a
he was
straight
the
up
first
clown.
president to step across the street into North Korea. He said he got it going on. I
Yeah,
wish he would've- I wish he
it's
would've
a
just-
it's a reason you the
But you
first
know what?
president.
It would have been
dummy.
nice if he would have stepped across the streets like, you know what? I ain't going back. Be like, word? You not coming back?
Or what if they would
man,
have took
all
him?
right.
What if they
Then
would
they
have
took
took
him
him?
hostage. Like, nah, bro, we want a ransom. Be like, nah, we're not paying that. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
I
dog.
know, I
We're
know.
not paying it. Well, we gonna do this. Do what you gotta do. Like, and you have.
Yeah, he
the
thinks that's
negotiator
he
there.
thinks
He'll
that's
be
like a great accomplishment or something. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know. I said what I said, and because I don't see a real strong Democratic candidate, but
Not yet.
oh, it's like Jesus. I can't
know,
do 4
though.
more
You know
years of
what?
this. It's draining.
I
It's
just want to
absolutely
see
draining.
some people actually own up to things that they're being presented with. All right,
like
let's
who?
see.
Is this?
I don't know.
It might.
Let's find out. You all on Let's Talk About It. 7430. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good.
James. Just calling, talk to a couple of people on the host. You know, I was told that I would be interviewed. on the
Yes,
show.
sir. Yes,
All right.
sir. If you could just give us, if you could stay on the line and give us like 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Hold tight.
All right.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
Word. What did I just say? You know, that's what happens when you get old. You start forgetting stuff. And the phone rang. That's why my granddaughter get mad at me because my brain goes. But we have
You want to put that down?
this right here.
Right on the screen, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's on the string. Yeah.
Now I got to know how to get back to it, right?
Yeah, you just click it right there.
Oh, okay. You know what? See, that's. You should,
See
oh,
that?
wait a minute. Right here.
Learning.
I'm learning.
Knows it.
Yeah, all right. We're going to get it. I forgot
Okay.
what I was going to say, though. So
We
you
were
know
talking
what?
about North Korea.
Oh, yeah. We,
Now,
would,
the,
we
danger,
wouldn't take
the,
them back,
the,
bro.
the dangerous part is then you got Mike Pence to deal with. That's the threat.
And he been quiet the whole time. He has only said like two
Have him
things.
as president. That'll be a doozy.
Well, maybe we can get
Oh,
him
we
out
were
there,
talking
too.
about, you were
We
saying
can
candidates. You were saying
candidates, yeah.
candidates.
What I
and
want,
if
you know
they
what?
own
Yes,
up to
a couple
something,
of
you
like,
said.
you know what? All right, there's nothing wrong with having done things. We've all done things in our past, but when they are presented back to you, don't try to squirm out of it. Just go ahead and say, "This is what it is. This is what it was."
Right.
And if you are different now, then so be it.
Right.
But don't try to keep covering it like this is
Talking about
here.
Biden with
Who
the
you talking about,
Well,
Biden with the busing?
Biden with the busing because he
Kamala
came
Harris.
back and said, "I'm sorry." Her too. You know what I mean? You tanked a whole lot of lives, and now it's like, yay, go for it. I'm like, hold up, time out. We need to ask you that question, that magical question, because I need to know how do you feel now? Because if you did that then, my brain says if we put you in a position of high authority, you're gonna do a little more, and it may not be beneficial for us. You know, so like you said, everybody's right there. Everybody wants to run for president. One person's already dropped out. But pick something that we can deal with, not something that you want to pacify us with. You know what I mean?
People respect not just a politician, anybody in any profession when you can take ownership
Right.
of maybe
That's all I
a
want you to do.
stance that you took that may have been on the wrong side
Right.
of, history for that time. People respect that sometimes,
Fact.
Right, I
and-
think I agree with you because I mean you thinking about you're talking about Joe Biden. The man is 78 years old, right? How old is Joe Biden? At least
About
70
that,
something
yeah.
about that, right?
Something like that.
So, and I agree with you. Just state your position at the time. We all evolve. Listen, nobody was the same person they were 20 years ago, right? Your views on
Yes,
things. Think
right.
about what you
Right.
thought was cool
It
at
ain't cool
20,
no more.
right?
Right.
What you could deal with, what you could tolerate, right? At 20, and then think about what you can tolerate now,
Right.
right? I mean, I can think about even little stuff, even just as far as your kids and their attitude, and I'm keeping it light
yeah,
and bright.
yeah,
I'm not even
yeah,
going
yeah.
into the
You're not
illegal
digging deep,
activity
right,
that
right,
you're like, oh,
right.
you might have participated in, but you don't want that in your neighborhood now. Everybody,
Right.
everyone's views have changed. Even people's views
they
as far as gay marriage. Maybe your view has changed on that, or gay, the LGBT community. Maybe your view has changed on that. And maybe your view, even as black people, have changed, even say 20, 30 years ago. You might have been thinking a certain way, but now you're like, you know what? Nah, maybe that wasn't the right, maybe it wasn't,
Right.
the right thing. Even as far as busing, like there was a time where, and I'm just going to break this down real simple. There was a time when maybe busing was the answer, right?
Right.
Integrating other schools was
Right.
the answer to a better education, right? But there's certainly enough of us now that feel like maybe that wasn't. Maybe that wasn't the key to getting a better. Maybe
Yeah,
that
right.
wasn't the thing to do, And so I agree with you. Just state your position. State your position now and say, you know what? This is what I thought. Back
Yeah,
in the
I
70s.
evolved,
This was
I
the
evolved.
70s, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
right.
dang, right?
Things
This was
change.
the 70s. Things change,
50-something years
But see, this is
now.
what I thought.
Right.
Right now,
And I
I
was
feel
wrong,
like
and
this,
it's it.
and I've evolved. We've all
Yeah.
evolved,
And it keeps you from being called a hypocrite. In fact, remember we had that conversation about Dr. Umar Johnson in the
Right.
school, right? Well, I'm tracking this one now because shout out to Righteous Earth. She was down there helping them bring in supplies and stuff like that. School's not open
Yeah,
yet.
they're just still
But
cleaning
now
and
it's
stuff.
coming to a point where at first everybody was like, well, what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. He lied. He did. And I thought that way too because I was like, dang, it took a long ass time for this, But now when you see it, okay, it's taking form. It's not gonna happen overnight. Just like
Right.
a lot of us have to realize, a lot of change is not gonna happen just like that.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
I think some of us believe that a magic wand will be waved. They thought it was gonna happen in 2009. All right, black people good. Now we got a black president.
No, I didn't think
And
that.
then
Yeah, I
he
didn't
fighting
think
an
that.
uphill battle
Yeah.
with Congress.
Yeah.
He can get some things done, but couldn't get everything done. And now you still have some of us saying, well, he didn't do nothing for black people. What the hell are you doing for yourself? That's just a question.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like,
Right. Mhm.
one thing that the others do well is they separate within themselves. And they have this funny way of doing this because those that are like-minded kind of stay together. We haven't quite learned that yet. We still group, and they still group all of us together. We still do it too. And we say, some of us, when we say we get mad at something this dude did, but he's never changed for 20 years, but you still hang with him. But you hate everything he does. Okay, stop hanging with him. You know what I mean? Let him do. He's never going to change. We know this.
Right.
All right, I got love for you, but I got to leave you right here because I need to go and take care of these things.
Right, and that's the
You
that's
know,
the part of the involvement.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like we all, right? We don't have. I mean, everyone has gone through this in their life, but you just have to acknowledge it, you know,
That's
and be
all.
honest about it, and say even if you were wrong, you know, because there's certain parts, and I'm just going to touch on that busing again. There's certain parts I don't. Whatever his reasoning was about being against the busing, you're looking back on it, and it's like, I don't know what his motive was.
Right.
Okay. But looking back on it, you're like,
Was it a bad
was
thing?
it a bad thing?
Right.
You know, was it
Yeah,
the
like, I
right
might
thing
have
to do?
thought that too, you know?
Yeah, you know, like
Right.
now that we're adults and we look at, you know, our communities and how disparate it is, right? Instead of like being a tight community where maybe other ethnicities are together because they didn't try to, you know, integrate
Break
or
them up.
assimilate,
Right.
you
Right.
know. Are they stronger communities, or you know, were we the better for it, or were we not the better for it? And certainly, that's a debate that you know is happening
Right.
in the black community right now. You know, so whatever his, you know, again, whatever his motive was, and I don't think his motive was nefarious. He explained what the motive, but you just gotta
So
wear
own
that,
up.
man.
Dog,
Right?
that's
You
what
gotta
it
wear
was
that.
back then.
Right, you gotta wear it,
It's
you know?
documented.
Right.
It's just own up to
Right.
it. That's
Just
all.
wear it,
And
you
people will
know?
forget, especially black folk. We'll forgive
We'll
you.
forgive anything.
So, hey, so listen. On that
Get to
note,
the guest,
can we?
huh?
Yeah, can we? I have his bio here, and this is a talented young brother, young man. He goes by the name of Jax, Jax, the genius. He's a 25-year-old producer, rapper, singer, songwriter. He's from Trenton, New Jersey. He has been actively into producing music since he was 16, but has been writing poetry and songs since he was 13. Although Jax, the genius, specializes in hip hop, he has an R&B flair to him that makes him unique. His influences to hip hop music are Method Man, Redman, J. Cole, and Rakim, and these are most certainly worthy
Yes, yes.
MCs.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for calling in, brother Jax, the genius.
Yeah. How you doing, everybody? How's
We're
everything
good,
going?
brother. How
Good,
you?
good. So tell us about yourself in terms of what got you into. Well, let me ask you this question: when did you? What's the common song? When did you first meet hip hop? When did you meet her?
When did you fall?
When did she start courting
With
you?
hip-hop. Oh.
As far as meeting hip hop, I want to say one of the first songs that I actually heard came from Wu-Tang.
Say, Wu Tang. Okay.
Yeah. Killer Bees.
Hmm.
You know, I think that's one of the hardest songs ever, especially as far as how it starts off. I bomb atomically.
Yes, sir.
Triumph.
Yeah. Triumph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inspector Deck.
Yeah.
First up.
That really made me start listening to hip hop more because I really was an R&B kid growing up. You know, I listened to a lot of Sade, a lot of stuff my parents used to roll around too. You know,
Okay.
Genuine and all that, and then Wu-Tang hit me one day, and I was just like, I need to figure out what all this is about.
Okay.
here I am years later.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will say this. When you mentioned, one of the first songs to really, turn your attention to hip hop was Triumph. Boy, that makes me feel really old because it seems like it was just yesterday, right? And,
Yeah, bruh.
and then some of the artists, the R&B artists that you mentioned, like Sade and and Genuine. That seems like that was just yesterday, but
Oh boy.
But listen, so I know your publicist is Janelle your publicist or your PR person?
Yeah.
Okay, and she really she was singing your praises about how skilled you were as an MC, and I actually listened to your music and I really liked it, got my head nodding. But also what impressed me is that she just talked about more of your character. She just talked about how this kid has his head really screwed on tight and he's focused. He's a humble young man. She kept talking about your humility, and that's what really gravitated my interest in wanting to have you on the show. Also, I understand that just to kind of fast forward a little bit, and I guess we could move all around a little bit, but I understand that you're supposed to be opening up for Rakim at a function.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Nice.
Okay,
As of right now, I do have another function that's coming up on the 27th of this month.
Mm-hmm.
That I know I haven't really gotten to talk about too much yet, but I posted it on my social media and everything. I'm performing at the comedian IMD's Lemonade Party on the 27th.
Okay.
All right.
That's going to be in Burlington, New Jersey, and that should be a real fun time.
Where El Portico?
What's up?
Where is it? El Portico?
I think so. Is that on High Street? Pretty sure it's-
That's on 130.
Hold on.
So
I could pull up because I know the Rakim thing's at Portico.
right.
Okay.
This one, Taste the Soul restaurant.
Gotcha.
And so,
Yeah,
what are the
that's
dates on that again? What's the dates and the 27th?
July 7th,
Mm-hmm.
and that starts at 8 p.m.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of time in the city out there.
Okay, and I know we usually do it before our guests, make their exit, but let's do it right now. Can you give us, your websites and where people can touch base with you and see you and
Yeah,
hear your
definitely.
music?
Okay, so my SoundCloud, a lot of my music is all found under Jax the Genius. It's spelled JAX, the THE, Genius, GEENIUS. Literally, if you could type that into Google, you can find me.
Okay.
No problem. YouTube, I have a video, Ventilation. I have a track up there called Tune In. My Instagram is Jax_the Genius. Let me see what else.
Do you have a
my
Facebook
my
page
Twitter,
as well?
Oh, my Facebook is Jax Genius, no the in the middle.
Word.
Okay.
You can find me on anything. I post pretty frequently.
Okay.
I'm trying to get.
Maybe we can post it in the
Yeah.
Indeed.
the group. Yeah.
Oh, do you have?
Does
A,
she
Uh-huh.
pick one of the ones and I can
okay. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
we got some of your heat.
yeah, our super producer has some music that you sent. Any particular song that you want her to play? Or are we just gonna play a portion of it? We'll play a portion of it. Super producer.
Trying to think. I sent you my recent mixtape, right?
unapologetic.
Unapologetic.
Yeah. Apologetic. You could play Advice. You could play
Which one?
Unapologetic itself. You could play Loyalty.
Which one he recommend?
Anyone. I mean, really.
All
Which-
right. Well,
said
you mentioned
unapologetic.
unapologetic. Let's
yeah,
run with that.
Yeah,
Let's
unapologetic.
go with
That
that.
sounds good.
It's actually one of my favorite to perform.
All right. Jax the Genius. Unapologetic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Too many of those head games make my head ache. Avoiding handshakes with yes men and guard snakes. All the while the pressure slowing my breathing. I just wanna smile and actually mean it. I've carried my demons through 2 seasons. Wasn't sleeping, picture me picturing my escape through the ceiling. Eyes been peeling in clips, still reeling. Who the realest? Motherfucker, I'm a realist to you niggas not killing shit. Who the illest is? Flam got them intoxicated, cooperating with illustration. Imagination reminds all you pretenders I still spit. Who you think you is? And it for the long haul, you a quick fix. 2017 should've buried me. This is just a summary. Now I'm having fun with things. Haters can't fuck with me. 2017 should've buried me. This is just a summary. Now I'm having fun with things. Bitches can't fuck with me. Got me feeling like I don't need nothing else but the pain. Go ahead, make me stronger. Tough ones last longer. And I know I got me and me alone through the rain. You should stay away. I know 2017 should've buried me. Yeah. Gotta make quick decisions. Don't care who did or who didn't. I'm only worried about my efforts and what I'm getting. You can play with those women, they'll come back when they took everything you're giving. Few care, the rest curious. Stop talking, that's called a period. Been about action since my last play. Fans with niggas that wasn't there for rough periods. Fuck caring and shit, carrying shit that make you sink in the shoes I'm in. Man, 2017 should've buried me. This is just a summary. Now I'm having fun with things. Haters can't fuck with me. 2017 should've buried me. This is just a summary. Now I'm having fun with things. Bitches can't fuck with me. Got me feeling like I don't need nothing else but the pain. Go ahead, make me stronger. Tough ones last longer. And I know I got me and me alone through the rain. You should stay away.
All right, y'all. That's Jackson
nice.
Genius
Jackson
right there.
Genius.
Unapologetic
That
on
was
Let's
Hey,
Talk About It.
Hey, Jax, first of all, let me thank you
That was really
for
good.
not mumbling and
Yeah.
really spitting
Yes.
some bars,
Yeah,
brother.
it was
Exactly.
really good. Yeah.
That was good, man. And you know what? As I was listening to that, I mean, keep in mind this young man, he's only 20, and I say that respectfully, only 25 years old. He could be
Word.
doing something else out there, unproductive, but the
Indeed.
brothers into
Right.
the arts, into music.
That's good.
And
liked it.
I was feeling that song.
Yeah.
It had a nice vibe to it. I would listen to it on the radio.
Yeah, and I can understand
And,
what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to real lyrics.
And let me
Yeah.
say this: it sounds a hell of a lot better than the stuff that I do here on the radio. So I certainly hope that through your grind and your travels, that you connect with the right people, such as Janelle. That she's an upbeat, positive sister, and I certainly hope she can take you far.
Yeah.
But I certainly hope you connect. I was actually talking to her, and I hope you use that vehicle of opening for Rakim. That's big,
That's major,
brother.
right?
Yeah,
Talk
that's a
about
good
that
one.
some
Yeah.
more. How did that happen?
I mean, it just came across my table, man. I literally was just talking to Janelle and a couple other people that I know as far as comedians go, and people talk about shows. And
Okay.
I start asking, who's doing this? What's open? What can I do? And I find that a lot of times asking that question, people are eager to help you. And
Yeah.
just being able to say, I can show up here and do this at this time. You ain't got to worry about, paying me for this or that.
Right.
It took a lot of free things and a lot of
Sure.
hustling to even
Sure.
get that opportunity thrown up.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Exposure
it sure does. Yeah.
Sometimes exposure is
Yeah.
just as valuable
Yeah.
as monetary.
And it gives you
things.
experience,
Yeah, that's right,
so
yeah.
you can build up your confidence. I think any career in the arts, whether I'm a designer, so I get it. Like I know when I first started out, I did a lot of stuff for like free, because I didn't know, but it also helped get my name
Get
out there,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and also gave me experience, and the more experience I got, the more confident I got, and I think that's what I heard in your music was a lot of confidence, and I like the fact when you opening up for Rakim, so that means there's a certain crowd going to be in the audience, and we gonna want to
A
understand
lot of people
what
that
you
look
say.
like us. A lot of people that look like us.
We gonna
let
really
me
want
t-
to
let me-
hear what you
Let me
saying.
tell you something.
Yeah.
I've been to
It's gonna be us there, bro.
I've been to a couple of Rakim performances, and he has a cult following
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he
of
does.
the
What
straight
y'all
up.
call old heads.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
backpack.
you got the OGs, the original
the
OGs.
The MCs with the
Yeah.
backpacks
Yeah.
with the lyrics in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now we have gray hairs now, but they still follow them. And so that's big, man. I appreciate, and you know what? I appreciate your, I guess, attentiveness to the fact that it's Rakim and you want to open up for him. You know, there's a lot of young men your age that are fully in the game who would probably look at that and be like, nah, I ain't doing that. That dude is washed. He's old, you know. But the fact that you want to open for him says a lot about, I guess, your appreciation and also the respect of those who have opened the doors for you. Yes.
For sure.
Right. Definitely, especially when it comes to Rakim, you know, like I wouldn't be rapping 16s if it wasn't for Rakim, you
Yes,
know?
sir.
Right. Mhm.
Being Rakim being the person that he was to the culture, I still rock Pay in Full in my phone
Yes,
to this
sir.
day.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
One of those things, if I don't pay homage to the people before me, how could I ever get people to respect me as a true artist or somebody that is even trying to get into a
Indeed.
world that I don't fully grasp without talking to these people?
That's
You
true.
know, I have to pick the brains of the greats in order to understand what it means to be a hip hop artist, an MC, really.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't call themselves
Yeah.
MC.
Right. Yeah, man, that's great. Anybody have any questions for him or any?
No, I just she could be on the we have another show too that's great for breaking out artists and what's the name of that show?
Live in the Cypher.
Yeah.
Live in the, yeah. Hey, Jax, we have another show. The actual proprietor of BKS1 Radio, Storm Norm, who he has a long history as well in this hip hop culture. And I think it would be really good for you to, touch base with him as well. Go ahead.
Jax, hold on 1 second. We're going to try to catch this call. Stay on the line. Let's talk about it. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, how you doing? I'm from Oakland. My name is Terry.
Okay. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
What's up?
What's your comment or question?
Oh, my comment?
Yeah. Any questions, comments? Something you want to talk about?
I got a question.
All right, what's the question?
How many wallets have you stolen?
How many what? Ask that again.
How many shoes/wallets have you stolen?
How many what?
How many shoes have been stolen?
Have you stolen personally?
Who are you asking the
I'm not
question?
Stolen
understanding.
about six.
Who are you asking the question to? Who you
I
directing
don't
the
know.
question to?
All three of you.
We ain't stealing no shoes, Jack.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling.
But appreciate your call, man.
Well, hang on. What's
I can't today.
the reason behind that? What
I can't.
if I just gave you a number? Let me just say 5.
You see, I don't want people to beat my record, So if you said a bigger number, I would have to go and steal more shoes.
What'd he say?
Okay, so make sure you pick up them shoes, Jack, and make sure don't walk in any mud, man. It's gonna get on your feet.
I mean, I
appreciate
thought
you
he was
though.
gonna
I
say something
appreciate
clever.
the call, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say something clever.
You always entertain the
Yeah.
calls. I'm like,
Yo,
what?
hold up, wait a minute.
I'm like,
How many
wow.
shoes have you stolen?
I was waiting for
Yeah,
something.
We
I'm
buy
ready.
shoes. I mean, we came from an era where we didn't have to steal them.
I'm not. I can't even give it oxygen. Wonder's
What you say?
good. He'll
I
try to
can't
entertain
today.
her. I'm like, I can't. Not today.
Not
see that
today.
video?
Sorry about that, Jax. You still
Jack, you still with us?
Did we hang up on him?
You know what? We hung up on Jax. If you still looking, bro, just call us back. We get back.
Call us back, Jax.
We get back to the hip hop, man. We had a small interruption, but after the commercial break, we are now back. Let's talk about it. We got about 8 minutes left before we touch down, but we appreciate everyone that's tuned in.
And listen, we appreciate. Again, that was
interesting.
That was some good music. That was
I liked it. I liked it, and I'm
some
not
good
even really
music.
like
You know what I'm saying?
to like
And
the
I'm-
latest, but
Right.
that was good. I like the flow.
Mhm.
I like what he was saying, and I like the pace that he was saying, and his diction. I know here I go sounding like a grown up. His his
We
flow,
grown
right?
now.
Is that what it is? His flow.
Same thing.
But yeah, like you could understand what he was saying. That's what
Right.
I'm saying. Like it, and I liked
Right.
it, and I liked what he was saying. So
Right.
that was good.
And that's
I
Jax
just-
the Genius, y'all.
Jax the Genius. And I
Jenius.
really
I don't know
want
if-
him to. I want him to seize the moment
Indeed.
during that show when when he opens up.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But- yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the show that he's gonna open up for Rakim. I hope he seizes the moment and
I'm
you
sure he
know,
will. If he
and-
does, if he does well, if he does,
So,
sounds like
yeah.
that recording, or
Mhm.
it has the same type of flavor. Because I know it's not going to be exact. I think he'll do really well.
So
Right.
South Jersey, y'all know Taste of Soul on the 27th, and then Taste of Soul on the 27th, and then El Portico when the 18th Letter Always and Forever will be there performing. So make sure y'all go out and support, man. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Hey, for the few minutes left, can we talk about this mermaid thing?
Oh yeah, Dad. You know what?
yes,
Let's get it in real quick. How many of y'all are mad? Who's mad?
Look at this.
You should be.
This is-
You
this is-
should
you
be.
seen it?
Why were they saying Halle Berry though, and it clearly
No,
wasn't
it's
her?
Halle Bailey.
Yeah, but a lot of
Right.
people, I was
Yeah,
looking,
You know we.
and one
you know we
person,
mess shit up.
one
It's
sister,
Bailey,
one
right?
sister
It's
I know,
Halle.
she said it's not Halle Berry, you idiots.
You know, it's Halle Bailey.
Yeah,
her and her
yeah.
sister on the spinoff from.
It's on
Right.
she's on the
Blackish.
show, right?
Blackish is the
Right.
show that they're on now.
Oh, are they?
And but why y'all mad?
It's Halle
I
Bailey.
still don't
yeah.
understand why y'all mad. Why y'all mad? Please.
ID 10T.
You know what? Just
that is.
mad.
ID.
Just mad.
10T.
I don't. What is that?
Wait.
I'll tell you after the show.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. I mean, hey, listen, that wasn't really my lane. Little Mermaid. I remember when the first one came out. Now, is this going to be like a lot of cinema? I guess it's going to be a lot of cinematography surrounded around it, obviously, because
Probably
she'll
set
be
up like Aladdin was.
underwater and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But anybody plan on going to see it and support it and check it out?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm probably.
I'm going. You
got the
yeah,
little
I don't
ones,
have
yeah?
anybody
I'll
to
tell you,
take.
I'm going.
Yeah, I
Going
don't
by my
have
damn
anybody
self.
to
Me and my
take.
wife going. You know?
Yeah, I don't
Just
have
because.
anybody to take.
Right.
But you know what I am gonna go see? The Lion King. Who's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
see
yeah,
that,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Gonna go see that too. Yes.
Yeah, that's the Disney thing. I
Yes.
would go. Yeah, I don't understand the I don't understand the big deal about it either.
Mhm.
But some people just need a
Swift kick with a steel toe boot.
well, no, some people just need a grievance.
I
You
just-
know what I mean? Some people just feel like they have to be in a constant state of grievance. They
Yeah.
have to be
Misery
angry.
loves company.
I
and
don't
your
even
days
think
are
that's the
always
majority of
rainy
people. I
days.
think it's some people, yes.
Mhm.
There's enough.
Because from what I understand, there's a certain group or section of folks who are really upset about it.
Yeah, I'm sure there are, but I don't think that's the majority of folks.
Well,
I think
you know
there's
what?
always going to be a section of people
Yeah.
that are going to be upset.
Mad about everything.
Yeah, they're going to be mad
I'm
about
alive, I'm
everything.
mad,
But
yeah, all right.
at the end of the day, it's a Disney thing, right?
And the sister's gonna
Right.
play.
So, I'm sure that it'll be a big hit.
It will.
And is this live action? I guess that's what it is, right? Because that
Prob-
would be the
yeah,
problem,
probably
right?
so, yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure it'll be, I think sometimes, I don't know. For me, I think it's the same thing we're talking about the president. Like, I can't put the
It's
oxygen
like,
there,
you know
man.
what?
Like,
I
I
got
can't
better things to
put the
do,
eyes
right?
there. I can't
Yeah.
give it life. Just, okay, yeah. But you kind of knew that was going to happen. And I
Right.
think sometimes, I don't know, for me, maybe this is just me and me looking at things, as a glass half full, or maybe it's the cynical part of me that's like, you know what? F them people, you know, like I don't think they're the majority, so why are we even like
We had to
focusing
deal
on
We
with
it,
don't
you
care
know?
what you
The other-
Yeah,
think.
we don't
piece-
care.
the other piece
right.
is
like don't
we had
give
to
it
deal with
oxygen.
it.
We don't care.
We had
you know?
to deal with it. I
Right.
mean, when the movie Cleopatra, it was Elizabeth Taylor. We had to eat that. The Ten Commandments.
Yep.
Charlton Heston played him, and Yul Brynner played
How?
Pharaoh. We had to
Yeah,
deal with
and
that.
I mean,
the Lone
and those,
Ranger.
and those
They
go
was
back
Ranger
like
back then, dog.
yeah, and
the
it
Lone
goes
Ranger,
back decades.
Yeah,
you know, right?
you
This
know.
is decades and decades
Yeah,
and
the Lone
decades.
Yeah, the
of-
Lone Ranger was really
yeah.
a story of a black
Right.
cowboy. So I mean,
yeah, it's like you know,
We
and
dealt
this
with
is,
it.
Yeah, this is a fictional character.
We put some tent.
Right, that's
You
the
know what?
thing.
We put some
Fictional.
tent on the mermaid.
Right.
That's what we did.
So what? Yeah, so what?
We put some tent on the mermaid.
Yeah.
Be mad. Now
Be
you
mad,
can't see.
right.
Let's
but
go
you know
get
what?
it.
There's a video of a brother named Riza Islam who responds to that. Check it out.
Okay.
It's pretty good actually.
Okay.
I wish I had it. Had I been thinking about it, I would have told Super Producer to put that up. Which kind of speaks to what we're talking about.
Oh,
But what is
man.
he saying? I'm gonna look at it.
Well,
right.
well, he gave some actual real facts to the whole myth about mermaids, about the mermaid's name, the origin of her name and what it means, and everything kind of ties back to the original man and woman, basically.
Oh, okay.
So check it out.
And they're still mad.
Okay. Yeah.
Check it out when
exactly.
you get a chance.
Right.
But
Riza
it's gonna
Islam.
be okay. Rizza,
Yeah.
Rizza Islam?
Rizza Islam.
All right,
Hey,
gotta check that
cousin
out.
Nate, it's brother Rizza Islam, right? Rizza
Rizza Islam.
Islam. Yeah, Rizza
Go
Islam.
peep that out. In fact,
All
I'll
right.
watch it.
He's got a pretty good
follow.
following, so it should be easy to find him on YouTube or Facebook or something like that. So, what else we got going on?
You know what? I can't think of nothing else. We about to roll up to the end. Miss E, when is the next show?
Let's see here. We want you all to stay tuned to our show every other Thursday on BKS1 Radio at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Our next show will be July 25th.
Word.
Um,
Yes.
July 25th. I feel like, yeah,
So
that's
you know
good.
what?
Everybody will be
July's
here July
rolling
25th.
Yeah.
Everyone's on deck.
Yes.
Should
In
be,
fact,
yeah.
shout out to Black Ops who's on vacation right now.
Don't drink the alcohol.
Yeah, don't drink. Hey, dude, don't drink the alcohol, bro. Whatever you do, I need you to be back on the 25th, live and in effect.
Can you bring your own alcohol?
You know what? That's a good question. Probably not. What are you talking about? When you get to-
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah.
To the another country?
I've
you buy
seen
it at the
people
duty free
do it.
store.
Yeah, well, I've seen
When you get
people
off at the
do- Yeah,
plane, the
uh-huh.
duty free shop is right there.
Right,
You buy
right,
your
right,
alcohol
right,
and take it.
I'd be scared
Yeah.
of that too.
No,
Now,
no,
bro.
you know what? I
I've
don't
seen
know.
people take.
I'm just not
well,
drinking from the mini
I-
bar.
I
I
have-
was-
Hey,
Yeah.
how about the
But not
Fridays
the
in
mini
the
bar,
in
though.
the
That's what they're
the
saying. Like, don't
restaurants?
take it.
See, that's the thing. Some of these restaurants in New Jersey, they got caught out there selling Fugazi liquor. Did you read about
Trying to
that?
make money, huh?
21 of them. Miss E, 21 of them.
What's
It's
don't
fake. Just
Okay,
fake
I don't-
liquor.
Basically,
Oh,
we
okay,
put
alright,
water
okay.
in the bottle with a little food coloring. We're going to get you back. It's going to be about that much liquor and all this
Because
is
you know
water.
what?
I
That's
thought
why
you
you
were
never
gonna
get
say
drunk.
something like the Dominican
Right.
Republic thing. No, so it's fake liquor. So what? So what
According
is
to
it?
this story, they
Like
were
water
talking
food
about how
coloring.
some of
No,
them.
but what I'm saying is nobody's getting drunk. Like what made them
I
like
don't
think
know.
like, hey, this is fake, or
Yo,
or
yeah, they
is it altering your mind, but it's like some crazy
I'm
thing.
sure you got some aficionados out there
Yeah,
that know
like,
their.
yo, there's no Hennessy
well,
in
yeah,
it.
Like,
no,
whoa,
what
what is
made
this?
them
Yeah.
like?
I don't
you know,
taste the gin. What's the problem?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like what was the complaint?
Yeah.
Like I just had 3 of these.
Yeah, it was a
you know?
while back. It's an
Yeah.
older story,
Oh,
but
okay.
right, it's an older
That's
story.
all right. They probably still doing
They
it.
were watering it down. Oh, they
Probably.
were watering it down or something.
That's why they
She was
give you all that
serving
damn ice.
my brem-
Yeah, right.
Guess
Oh.
what drink you got? This much ice and that much drink.
Mhm,
Yeah, that's how they get you. Water it down.
Serving fake liquor.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a.
Yep.
Y'all be careful of the fake liquor. Black Ops, enjoy yourself on vacation, bro.
That's
See
right.
you when you get back. Like I always say, when you walk outside your front door, man, showtime in the world is your stage. Just make sure that people
look
are not
at
watching
this.
the rehearsal. So
Oh.
that's all for me. Miss E, what you want to close out with?
I was just looking at the
Oh, she
fake
looking at
liquor.
the fake liquor?
No, it was saying they put caramel
See?
stuff in rubbing alcohol.
Oh,
So
So
That's
you
kinda
getting alcohol,
crazy.
you're just not getting the right
Yeah.
kind.
Oh,
okay.
goodness. All right,
All right.
everybody. Be good.
Alright,
Hey,
we're
listen,
gonna close
shout
out, man.
shout out to Brother Jax,
Word. Indeed.
the genius. Good luck on your opening. We encourage everybody to go support, and peace. That's all I have.
All right.
That's it,
Good
y'all.
night.